everyone. It is the Fruits Basket Podcast, and we are back again to talk about everyone's favorite show, ReZero. JK
Yes.
Laws. No.
I was wanting to say like ReZero is good, and I want to see season 2 now.
Well, you can't. We're talking about Fruits Basket, and there's no other way around it.
Okay, time to talk about Sympho Gear then.
What? No, Fruits Basket.
Fake Lead,
Fruits Basket.
Dragon Maid.
Fruit. You don't even like that show.
Exactly, I have lots to say about it.
Haven't we said enough already?
Yes, we have. So, on to this episode where we have a new Mr. Kitty, we have Rain, and we have Haru bench pressing us on my truck.
One of those things is true. We do have a new Mr. Kitty, except for it's not a Mr., it's a Miss Kitty.
Yeah, but Mr. Kitty is just such a good name, and that wouldn't stick with Kyo, so we need to give it to someone.
Fruits Basket episode 18. What's important is, ellipses. Hatsuharu is holding in his arms a tiger, but it's not just any tiger. He's holding Kisa. After she is bullied, Kisa stops speaking and then runs away. But thanks to Yuki's own experience of not speaking, he is able to connect with Kisa and break her silence.
Yeah, so again, lots of things happened, and it was good. And if we did not have such an awesome last episode, this might be one of my favorites of the series so far.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I think I have a different opinion. This is a good episode. I don't think this is one of my favorites, even if we didn't have last week's episode.
Okay.
I thought it felt, I don't know. It just didn't live up to the last episode, but it just felt like it was a nice, I don't want to say filler episode, but just a nice, like, I don't know, an in-between episode. That's what it felt like to me.
Well, yeah, and I guess it's kind of weird, like, will Kisa become another main character, or is it just, like, more of a one-off, and then she'll be back from time to time?
Right, we don't even know, like, what Kisa's role will be within the show. And which is funny, this episode kind of felt really quick on the pace in terms of, like, not exactly the pace, but in terms of, like, the time that passed. Like, Kisa's with them for, I guess, what seems like to Toru a while, because she's like at the end when Kisa leaves, Toru's like, well, she's got to go now and I'm gonna miss her, but I can bear it. And I'm like, oh, so that's how much time has passed. Okay.
Well, it's also Toru who, even if it was only a few days, she'd still feel that way.
Yeah, that is true.
At least 3 days passed, and I don't think it was much more than that. Maybe like a week.
Maybe. I'm actually not sure what the exact length is.
Well, at the start of the episode, they were mentioning like final exams are coming up soon, along with the student council elections. And then by the end, Yuki told the guy that he was going to run. So I don't think it was much time. Yeah, Hazel was saying that she was there for a few days.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay. I thought it just, I don't know. I guess, yeah, that's just Toru's personality. She gets really connected to people.
Exactly. Like, if you spend time with Toru, you don't want to leave her, even if it's only been a few days.
I mean, if I spent, like, an hour with Toru, I'd be like, can I stay forever? Is that an option?
Exactly. I mean, it's Toru. Toru just does that to everyone.
Which is funny. I think this is the first time we've seen Toru go to another character. Like, Toru thinks Kisa is really cute, and she sees Kisa and she's like, oh my god, she's so adorable.
Yes, and then when Toru was saying that she was being really adorable too, and they both were, and it was great.
It was, yes. Someone in the Discord server asked, who's cuter, Kisa or Toru? I don't know who. I mean, I guess Toru wins, but, you know,
Toru wins because she's Toru, but Kisa is really cute.
Kisa is adorable.
And not in a lewd way.
Yes. I usually, to me, lolly is a derogatory term, because I don't think lollies are people. I think they should all be thrown into pits of lava and be disposed of. But nah, Kisa's Kisa. She's not a lolly.
Yes, so Kisa is a good type of lolly. Not as good as a murder lolly, but pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, that's another thing. We keep the murder lollies. Murder lollies are good.
And the cute, wholesome ones, we can keep them too.
Kisa isn't a lolly, goddammit. She's a child. Get it straight.
Aren't they the same thing?
Get it straight. She's a child.
Yep, they're the same thing. I'm okay with that.
No.
So yeah, the things happen, and then it was interesting. Haru was just walking up and had a tiger he was holding. It's like, that's odd.
Yeah. At first, I thought he was carrying a child. I was like, Haru, what have you done? Have you stole a child? You're wet.
That could be taken multiple ways.
Where did you go to steal this child from? Why are you so wet? Oh no, it's just...
I like how Toru was walking up to him, like trying to dry him off too, and that was just a Toru thing to do.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh my god, Toru, you're the best. I love you.
Toru had a ton of great Toru moments this episode.
She did. She had like a lot of her, those quintessential Toru moments.
Yeah, there's like, she saw the cat, she saw the tiger, was like, oh, so cute, and then she was bit, and then she fainted.
That was great. Yeah, she's like, oh, it's a cat. I'm like, that's not a cat, Toru. What are you doing? She tries to pet it, and it bites her, and she's like, oh, and she like pauses, and then she just falls backwards.
Exactly.
Oh my god, it was awesome. It was hilarious. Which actually, before that, Yuki and Toru were talking, and Yuki talks about how he the current student council president wants him to replace him and run in his place.
Right.
And Yuki, there's a little moment in this where Yuki's like, I don't know what they see in me, what she sees in me or he sees in me, because I'm nothing more than and then he's like, never mind.
Yeah, well, it's like he makes a comment saying he doesn't know what people want from him, and but he knows that they did not really know him, and he's like, is close to opening up. You can see like he's being a bit more open, but he's definitely like keeping some stuff hidden.
Right. Yeah, he's a bit reluctant to share with what's on his mind at the moment, which makes sense for a guy like Yuki, because he's already changed a little bit. You can see it from the first episode to this episode.
Right.
But it's not enough for him to just overnight, be a totally different person and then be like, hey, I'm okay to share with you these things right now.
Didn't they even make a comment like change is slow, it doesn't happen overnight in this episode?
Yeah, I think that's been said a couple episodes.
Yeah, it's interesting how like they have these things and they're able to just like accent them or hit them home, but without it seeming like they're being like too over the top with it.
Yeah. And that's something I love about this show in particular. They definitely hammer on that point of just like, like change doesn't happen. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was built over a period of time, and that's the same thing with anything, especially people. It was built over a week. End.
Exactly. So yeah, you can't change in a day, but you can change in a week.
Yep, exactly. So there's actually another moment where Toru again tries to pet Kisa.
Mm-hmm. And then she bites her.
And she's like, this doesn't hurt. This doesn't hurt at all. I'm not feeling any pain.
Well, yeah, before that, though, we had Haru was talking about what happened to Kisa, and which is very interesting there, but like Kisa begged him to stop him, and then she ran off, and then Toru was like, oh no, Haru's bleeding. Oh no, Kisa ran away. Which one did I do? And then she ran off saying, oh no, Kisa's bleeding.
I love it. Haru gets bit, and he's like, so what? I'm a badass. And Toru's like, oh, wait, I need to help you, but I don't know what to do.
It's like, I need help you. I need help Kisa. I need to do both. What do I do?
Oh, I love it. Toru's the best. MCZ Dub Productions, you missed. I don't know, we're about, 12 minutes into the show?
Yeah, exactly. This will run for another, 3 hours, probably.
Yeah, another 14.
Just
talking about Toru for the next 5.
Yeah, I need to go get some coffee then.
Oh God, any more than just coffee?
Oh, don't worry about that one.
That one?
So, other things that happened in the episode, we found out that the reason that Kisa is the way she is because she had been bullied, and that just like made her isolate herself, and that led to more bullying, and just a cycle that led her to shutting herself off from everyone.
Yeah, and a part of that as well has to do with her home life as well. Like, once again, we learned from the episode where with Emoji-san, where he doesn't remember his mother, or the mother doesn't remember him because the mother rejected him, and this is the opposite of what happens with apparently some of the mothers in the Soma family. They are overprotective.
I don't know if it was quite overprotective, but it's like very burdened by them.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, because they weren't like rejected, but it's like it's not really being protective either. It's just like they feel like there's so much pressure on them that they can't take it, and then they take that out on the kid.
Yeah, and there's this great moment where Toru's talking, and Toru's like, I've had a similar experience like this before. Like, I felt I couldn't open up to people because I was being bullied, and once I did, the first thing I said was I'm sorry, and she didn't know why she was saying it, but after that everything was eventually okay for Toru. And once she told that story to the mother and Kisa finally turned back into a human, her human form, and then the mother had this very sad look on her face, and she started crying a little bit.
Yeah, and that it just shows like the reason that Kisa was able to open up to Toru a little bit is because like she felt that there's someone who understood her, who wasn't pushing her away.
Right, and we see this again at the end of the episode when Yuki reads that just really awful letter. Like, that letter is just evilness, and Yuki's like, I remember, when I kind of got shut off and I didn't speak to anybody. And he talks about how, like, what I think the gist of what he was trying to say, that to love yourself, you have to have someone have faith and trust in you and love you.
Right. It's like you need, because if everyone hates you, you see yourself through that lens too. You don't see anything good about yourself. It's like you need someone to believe in you, to love you, so that you can find that good in yourself to love.
Or just maybe something like, maybe you already have that love for yourself, but since you're not getting it in return from anybody else, it's hard to keep that, that same spirit throughout, and then you just lose faith, and then repeat the vicious cycle over and over.
Yeah, it's like you need that assurance from the outside to like build yourself up. And something I really appreciated with this scene at the end, though, is that it was Yuki who's able to get her to talk, not Toru.
Right. I like that as well.
It just shows how far Yuki has come in these 18 episodes.
Right. Yeah, Yuki. It's so funny because you look at the beginning of this series. Yuki is way in the beginning compared to now, way more recluse, way more. He's not talking as much. He's always slapping Kyo in the face or whatever. That's about all he's doing in terms of emotion and stuff. And here now he's much more open than he was before, and there's a growth there, and I like that.
Yeah, and again, it's very slow too. There's not like a moment where you can see he changed completely. It's just like slowly over time, a little bit each episode.
Yeah. I know there's more stuff we kind of skipped all over.
Yeah, we did. So I was going to wait till the end to talk about that, but then you brought it up, so I figured why not talk about more things. Yeah, so she went to go chase Kisa because Kisa was bleeding.
Yes.
And then Yuki was also like her, like he admits that to himself, but he doesn't like say that to anyone else. And Haru wanted to help Kisa because Haru was reminded of how Yuki was once that way.
Yes. I think that's happened, that same kind of theme has already kind of happened before with the whole Aya thing, and and Yuki, maybe, and they were in a cabin in the woods somewhere. Whatever that was, I think there was a similar theme there. But also, the big one, the really, 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 really big one. Crap. When they're in, Toru and Yuki and Kisa are all in the same room, and Kisa's sleeping. Yeah. And there's
yes, that part, and where like Yuki just laid his head on her shoulder, and it was cute, and Toru had the red face, like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah, she's like, oh, what? That's great. But I really like that, because it was kind of like the same thing with Kisa, where Kisa found strength through Toru's words, and Yuki kind of found that same strength from Toru. And
right, it definitely shows like the chain of reactions, how Toru is able to help Yuki, and because of that, Yuki can help Kisa.
Yes, it's very Kisa and Yuki very much are kind of finding the same things in Toru that they really, really respect.
Yeah, and MKZ or MCZ explained with Kisa's mother how her mother was overprotective, but that just exhausted her so much, and so that's why she's taking out her frustration on her. So that makes sense then. Very
weird thing the Soma family is, and that with the mothers and stuff.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, we've seen like so much of the Soma families, but there feels like there's so much we have not seen yet.
It feels, I don't know. A lot of people have already said this since the very beginning, like this show gets really dark. But I feel like this is one of the darkest aspects about this whole thing is the fact a lot of these Somas, they have like a family, sure, but they're never really close to their family. And
right.
Because of that, they all have like, all of these characters have some sort of darkness.
Yeah, and the darkness is tied to the family in some way.
Right, yeah, and exactly. That's where it all comes from. And I wonder if there are members of the Soma family who maybe realize this, and I wonder if we actually eventually run into one who is like, maybe has like a dark past to them or something like that, but like rose up through that, right?
Well, we kind of have that with Momoji.
Well, I mean, that to me, that feels like to me where he is very grounded and he understands why all this happened, but I still feel like he's very sad and it affects him on an emotional level, but maybe not, maybe not in day to day, but I feel like his heart is just completely shattered by something like that.
Right, yeah, you can definitely tell there's a lot of pain there, even if he's been able to move beyond it.
But I guess more like, I don't know, maybe there's a Soma who just was like, yeah, all this stuff happened to me and it was like really bad, but I got through it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And we know there are at least a few more Somas we have not met yet, at least of the Zodiac ones.
There's going to be a 5-headed dragon.
And that'll be Toru's final form.
Yes.
Yes, I'm still on that crazy fan theory that Toru will somehow become a dragon.
It will be perfect. And then they'll find the 7 Dragon Balls. And then they'll wish for all the Somas to be happy.
And then they'll blow up the Earth.
Well, that will be Frieza. Frieza will come and be like, "Ha ha, you monkeys!" and then just blow everything up.
Yes, but speaking of blowing things up, we also got a little bit more about Toru when she was younger, how she was bullied too. Which I think they'd mentioned that before, but I did not completely remember it.
I think they did, yeah. Very early on. I don't think it was
a
nothing
first
that's really
basket game. Like she was never picked for that or something.
Yeah. I don't think they ever really went super in depth on like a whole backstory on or anything.
Right, and we still don't really get that full backstory. We just get like another small piece of it.
What if Toru has like a super crazy backstory, like she's a spy and she's like infiltrating the Soma family?
No, that sounds like something that they're tying to Kyoko's backstory, which that would be cool.
Oh, yes. MCZ says he'll meet a new member next episode. I am excited. Always excited for a new one.
I'm trying to figure out like which animal have they not shown yet. A horse, maybe?
Hazel says the same thing.
But yeah, so it's interesting. They introduced two characters right after another, so it will be. I'm interested to see like what role they'll be. If they'll be like recurring, if they'll just be to the side mostly.
Yeah, I wonder as well. It also put. Oh my God! It's storming outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that was.
I heard something. I thought it was like you moving your chair.
Nope, that is thunder.
Okay, so let's keep going before C's power goes out, because he is the one streaming this, not me.
Oh God! Don't worry. If it goes out, it just goes out.
If it goes out, we'll somehow get this set up on my channel.
Oh my God! I'll call through my phone.
We've done this before.
Hey guys, it is me. We're back again doing the Fruits Basket podcast. Summertime, this time we're on Rising's channel. And I sound a little weird. That's mostly because my power went out.
Exactly. We won't get silly things like lightning to disrupt the Fruits Basket podcast.
MCC says, Toru also mentioned how she was bullied when she was explaining the story behind the hat during the sleepover with Hana and Uo. Yeah, that is also true.
Yeah, I did not remember that part. I feel like this show would be good to marathon because then you don't forget these small details.
Oh, dude, this show would actually be great in marathon.
All right, so we're going to be putting the Fruits Basket podcast on hold so we can cover all 5 episodes in one day.
I'm going to try to get my mom to watch Fruits Basket.
I think she might like it.
She would definitely like Fruits Basket. I'm going to try to get her to watch Silent Voice, Fruits Basket,
and Twin Tails.
No. No. And K-On! I don't know about K-On!, but I'm gonna try.
K-On! Is kind of up there. If you're gonna just read it out, just show her FLCO.
Oh God. She wouldn't understand a single thing. She'd be like, "What's happening?" She would probably watch it until like the song from The Pillow starts playing, and she's like, "Ew, rock." She'll probably be like, "I don't want to watch this."
But yeah, speaking of rocks, we get a little bit more about Emoji-san when they're at the school, and he makes a comment that Kisa probably cannot stay at Shigeru's house forever.
Yep.
And that's just like it's touching a bit more on the like greater the Soma family and all that. And he heard the reason she was bullied was from his aunts when they were talking. So it's like, what is going on that we don't see with the Soma family?
Yeah, I mean, the whole Soma family. I mean, even on the outside looking in, it seems really dark. Like it's just
the more we see of it, the darker it gets.
Right, exactly. Not one time when we saw the Soma family did I go, "Oh, this is all fruits and rainbows," right? No, from the very beginning, I was like, "This ain't something's going on here."
Yeah, and Aaron Archer mentioned the Fruits Basket game when they were playing when they were younger, how she was a rice ball, and how that made her the outcast. So yeah, that was when it was first mentioned that she was bullied, though they've mentioned a couple other times too.
Dang.
And we also learned that, or we might have already learned this, but that the Somas have unusual hair color because of their animal spirits.
Right, yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Kisa was picked on to be bullied.
Yeah, like Kisa had that. She also like had tiger ears at one point, but I think that was just a visual effect.
Yeah, that was really. I was like, "Oh my god!"
She had a tail too at one point.
Yes. At one point, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the cutest thing ever." Does she have tails and a tail?
I wish she did. She would be even cuter.
Oh my Lord! I feel like she's not ever getting bullied. I don't care what anybody says. That's the best thing ever.
Yes, I sometimes wish I had a fluffy tail like that. But then that would make my life weird.
But then the full moon would come out and you turn into the great ape.
I'm okay with this.
So many Dragon Ball Z references. We could fit in so many references.
Especially references to Twin Tails.
Okay.
And speaking of Twin Tails, though, we had the Toru and her Twin Tails again when she was with Kisa, and they were both super cute and adorable.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
See, my random comment actually fit for once.
Also, at the end of the episode, when Kisa's finally talking, and goes to.
Right.
Which, by the way, I was very worried Kisa would have like a weird, like childish lolly voice, but I'm glad she didn't.
Yeah, she had like a fitting voice.
Yes, she didn't have a voice that grated my ears, and that's one thing I was worried about. But she's talking and she speaks to Toru, and Toru, her first reaction is to just start crying. And I'm like, God damn it, Toru, you're the freaking best.
Oh, yeah, that was a good scene too. Yeah, there's near the end of the episode, I was like so into it, I forgot to take notes again. So,
Hazel says, Kisa's tiger ears and tail is just to show expression, like how Kyo has ears when he's scared, for example, or when he's got a fire around him that one time. See, I knew it. Whenever a member of the Zodiac has ears, tails, etc. in their human form, it's just, okay, so
yeah, it's not real, sadly.
it would be great though.
Yeah, I could just see like Kyo walking to school one day, his ears pop out. I was like, why do you have ears? Don't worry about it.
If one episode Toru has dragon wings, we know.
Yes.
We know.
Yeah, and Crystal is going back to the letter, which we kind of talked about, but then we went back to actually talking about the show in order, and now we're back here, kind of.
Yes. That whole scene was. I just like there were like both of the every single person who read its reaction, which is just like, man, this letter is just bad.
Yeah, and it kind of set Yuki off too, at least as much as something like this can set Yuki off.
Yeah, Yuki was noticeably, I don't want to say angry, but like whatever one notch below that is.
Well, it wasn't like the angry with Kyo. It was like a more stronger anger, but like not as expressive, if that makes sense.
It felt like it personally affected him.
Yeah, and I think it's because it hit so home to how he showed himself off. How it's like he understood why Kisa was the way she was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't have to apologize, Crystal.
Yes, we're glad to have you and all the other people and the 19 people watching now.
We could probably talk about every scene a million times. We'd be okay with that. But yeah, no. Going back to that, yeah, I mean, the fact that whole scene was really great, just because I think every character who read it can relate to it.
Right. It's like you see like the teacher's things, how they almost make sense if you don't understand the characters and their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if you're going to like reach them to help them, you have to like reach out to them first and not like just put all the pressure on them, because they've already isolated themselves. They don't feel like they can change.
Right. Yeah.
Or it's like they need a push from someone else to help them change.
I also. The whole letter, the verbiage of it just felt so insincere. And
yeah, it's like something like she had to do it. She had to act like she's caring about Kisu. Or Kisa, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Kisa. Tiger Girl.
Mrs. Kitty.
Yes. Miss Kitty. Yeah, that scene was great. Also, Haru has a tribal tattoo.
Oh yeah, he does.
Which I don't know if that says anything about Haru, like if he's a Samoan of Samoan descent. I'm not sure, or of Irish descent. But yeah, he has a tribal tattoo, which is like also very interesting. The fact that he has a tattoo, because in Japan, having a tattoo is very weird.
Well, where it was at is like on his upper arm, so it'd be easy enough for him to cover it.
Yes, that as well.
Alright, so that means we're going to get another fight with Haru and Kyo, except they'll do it on top of the Tokyo Tower.
And whoever loses has to get a tattoo on their face.
Exactly, of Toru.
Oh God. Who's that on your face? Long story, don't ask.
Exactly. Oh, and Hazel says that it's a giant snake, they think.
Oh, okay. It looked like a weird tribal tattoo.
And it apparently doesn't mean anything according to MCZ, so...
Maybe we can make it mean something.
Oh, it will.
What weird theory can we come up with?
Well, this is Fruits Basket, and all the characters have a dark past, so it's obvious that the tattoo would have something to do with his dark past. In fact, he got it when he was in 5th grade. He got lost walking home from school one day. He ended up in Nevada. Don't ask how. It's Haru. He gets lost sometimes.
No.
He saw a sign that said Area 51.
No!
He is Japanese, so he can't read. So he decided that, this is a sign that says things. I'm going to ignore it because that's the thing that Haru does.
Wait. Did he Naruto run or did he not Naruto run?
He cartwheeled.
Oh, see, that's impressive, but that ain't gonna dodge bullets.
He's not going to dodge bullets because he is cartwheeling. He was going away from Area 1. He ended up in Vegas. He was getting dizzy after cartwheeling for those 227.6 miles. He ended up cartwheeling into a tattoo parlor by accident. He knocked out the person in the chair. However, the person doing the tattoo had smoked some of those things, so he didn't notice that, and so he gave Haru the tattoo, thinking of the person I was supposed to give the tattoo to.
What?
What did I just say?
How did you come up with that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Is that a personal story that happened to you?
You don't know if I have a tattoo or not.
No. I knew you worked at Area 51.
And Crystal says that's her headcanon now, so I'm going to assume that my story is now headcanon for someone.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say. I need more caffeine or less caffeine, or one of those two.
Let's see, what else?
And yeah, there's only one other note that I have, and that's at the end how they showed Kisa going to school and Yuki going to run for student council president. How Yuki was thinking like the desire to improve stems from their own weaknesses.
Right. Yes.
And it just shows like their weaknesses are still there, but it's like they have the courage to face their fear and like overcome them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're totally right in the fact that growing stems from those weaknesses. It stems from, for example, if you're a depressed person, going out and doing something stems from not wanting to be depressed. So, I mean, it makes total sense in my book, and it's another thing, of using your weakness to your advantage.
Yeah, it's like if you're depressed, it's like you don't want to do it, but it's like that if I overcome this, if I overcome my fear of doing this, it will help me.
Right. That's just one less thing for you to get all anxious about. And, well, I mean, you can still get anxious about it, but, the fact that you can do it, which gives, and you have that experience. You went out and did something. You can tell yourself that.
Sorry, I was reading chat and ignoring you. But yes, I agree with what you said, I think.
I also agree with Kyo Anime. Which, by the way, yeah. I don't know if that's Kyo Anime, as in Kyoto Animation, or Kyo as in Kyo the character from Fruits Basket, but doesn't matter. It's a good name.
Yes. Both versions are good.
Exactly.
Yes, in fact, if I get a cat, I want to name it Kyo.
I do as well. If I get another cat, I'm naming it Kyo, like legit.
Well, that or Hibiki if it's a girl, but that's for
Hibiki.
That's for reasons related to the other podcast we do.
Hibiki, my shining star.
That cat will be so confused if I get one.
Get a potbelly pig. Or no, get a boar. Call it Kagura.
No.
Oh, poor Kagura.
That's a bad idea for multiple reasons.
Wait, why?
I don't think my place would be good for a pig.
But it's a boar.
Yeah, no, I don't want it to destroy my condo.
It's a cute moe boar.
It's not cute.
Moe kyun.
It's not Kaon.
If you say moe kyun over and over, it will be moe kyun.
No, I've tried that before.
For what?
Don't worry about it.
What? You say that, and how do you expect me not to worry about it? You're fired.
All right, goodbye then.
No, I'm just kidding. God. Oh god. So we missed a thing at the very end. Where Yuki's like, one day he's gonna have to confront his fears and weakness. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is Akito.
Exactly. And so, like, we see, like, even though Yuki's getting stronger, he still does not feel he's ready to face Akito again.
Right.
Though he kind of did back in that episode where Akito showed up at the school.
See, Shadow Blazer's right. Moe Moe Kyun.
In here, I thought I could trust Shadow Blazer.
Subscribe to Shadow Blazer, everybody. He's great.
Yeah, Shadow Blazer is cool.
He's awesome. Moe Moe Kyun.
He's one of my top 4 favorite people of their podcast.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
I just do more podcasts with Shadow Blazer.
But yes, so Yuki's going to have to confront his weakness one day, just like everybody else. And like you said, Kisa confronts her weaknesses at the end. And it's not easy. Kisa as well, she hesitates at first, but then she puts on her mean face, as that girl from Painkiller would say. Which, by the way, I can probably show you guys what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm confused now, but okay. This podcast confuses both of us.
I got this, you guys. I got this. It's in my memes folder. Memes.
All right.
Here we go. Put on your mean face. Do it. Yeah,
I have to wait for it to actually load on screen.
Put on your mean face, everybody. The girl from Painkiller says so.
Who's Painkiller?
No.
Or what is it?
It's a manhwa webtoon.
Oh, that one. Okay, I haven't read it.
You actually, you may like it.
Oh, okay, that one. Yes, I recognize it.
Anyways, yes. So, everyone kind of confronts their weaknesses. Yuki at the end, he just like Kisa still has a whole bunch of stuff to go through. She still has to confront the students.
Right. It's like she took the first step, but she's far from done with the journey.
Right. She got up, she went to school that day. She's attending class, but she still has a whole lot left to do to be satisfied. Same with Yuki. Yuki, he's deciding to run for student council president. That's his first step.
And his second step is to build a wall. Wait, wrong president.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh, so we're not supposed to talk about the Democratic primary debate?
No, Rising, no.
Because I have a thought on that.
No, Rising, please, no. God, no.
Fine. I'll post it on Twitter then.
I'm okay with that.
And then I'll tag you in it. All right, so I guess thoughts overall on the episode, or anything else that we missed?
Good episode. It felt like a good little in-between episode. I was very surprised that after last episode, with all of kind of the dark tones that it had, it still kind of had really dark tones in this.
There really weren't any comedic moments, or at least not major ones. That I guess Tower getting bit those couple times is kind of comedic. Mm-hmm. But there's always an emotional weight to them.
You know what? The last two episodes were about family as well, and how Uo's family was kind of messed up.
Right. So it's the Somas aren't the only messed up family.
That's there's something there. I'd have to think about it more, but there's definitely something there to other families and the Soma families, being that. Even Toru, even all of her family's dead.
Yeah, it's all the families are messed up, but they are still finding their help through family. Kisa gets it from Yuki, who's part of her family. Toru got it from her mother. Ua got it from Toru's mother, who kind of became an adoptive mother to her.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot about family, how it can really mess up people, but how it can also help people to get through life.
Yeah, exactly. It affects everybody in different ways. Crap. What else? The last when are we gonna get backstory on Hana?
Well, you see that Hana is actually Akito in disguise, so they'll get backstories together.
Oh no, I knew something
Or-
was weird.
No, they're twins.
Dun 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 dun.
That would almost make too much sense. That's okay. That's my second crazy fan theory for the show I'm sticking with.
Thank you, Restream.io, for telling me the chat display is ready. You know, almost an hour after I opened the freaking program.
Oh, I'm glad that the program's working and that we have things showing up on the screen and in the chat, and that the whole podcast of people are awesome.
Exactly. Yes, I agree.
Right, and okay, now it's showing up here, showing that it's ready to display messages. And now I want to go get a pet tiger.
Will it turn into Kisa?
I hope so.
That'd be the best.
Oh, we might get Hana backstories this season, maybe.
Oh, but Hazel says maybe. May not be true. We may have to wait a year, up to a year.
What if it's 2 years?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What if it's 2 years?
I didn't. You say, what if it's.
Exactly.
And then that's all I hear. What if it's.
What if it turns out that Hana is actually a robot?
I will not accept that.
And you would not be the first show I've seen that randomly has mech battles that make no sense.
I do not accept these terms of service.
Alright, in that case, thank you everyone for watching the Fruits Basket podcast.
Wait, you can't end it. It's my podcast.
Goodbye.
Wait, what? No, we're still
Okay,
doing.
fine.
Oh God.
Okay, so about Toru becoming the actual dragon.
Well, it's gonna happen.
Exactly. It will happen in episode 61, right before they have the big battle against Akito. It takes place at the festival of the school. Yuki is playing guitar in the band because the normal guitar player ended up getting transferred to France.
Can I play with Akito?
No, Yuki's the one playing guitar.
Oh, sorry. I mean Yuki.
But they need a bass player, especially for their Green Day cover.
I can play bass.
But can you with Fake Yuki?
Does he play in time?
He plays in 4/3 time.
4/3? That's. I could do that.
But with your eyes closed?
Yeah. It's not really that hard.
Okay, so yeah, I don't have another crazy place to take that one.
You underestimate us jazz musicians.
And no soda pop, I have not read spoilers, and I'm trying to avoid them as much as possible.
So thanks everybody for coming out to the Fruits Basket Podcast Rising. Where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube, where I post the Simply Gear podcast. I will have another video up at some point this month, I hope. They can find me on Twitter, where I post things about other anime and stuff, or Amino, where I post short videos about stuff, normally anime.
Yes. Subscribe to Rising. Rising has good things on his channel. Also, I have a main channel. You can subscribe there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's those shows are all about explosions and psychological warfare, and
Fate.
sometimes
Fate is sometimes psychological, indeed.
like fake lead.
I have a video coming out soon about an anime I'm calling Milfart Online.
Yeah, I'm not watching that one.
QRW sex, the party is over.
Yes, that reminds me of a show I need to watch more of.
Do-ro-ro-ro-ro.
Exactly.
Do
All right, I'm going to watch Dororo now.
Help!
Goodbye.
Also, I put up I've been putting up every Monday like manga reviews. They're like re-uploads, but hopefully this Monday I'm gonna be putting up a review sort of a webtoon called I Love You. That's a romance.
I need to read that.
It's really good. Astro read it. Of course, everybody knows Astro in the stream from references to Astro, even though they don't know who Astro is at all. But
No, they should join the Discord so they can meet Astro.
exactly. Join the Discord, everybody. Hurry.
Just join, tag Astro, say hi, I want to meet you, and